During site preparations, 6 million cubic meters of sand was used to improve the ground and raise the site level to 4 meters above the mean sea level. And 22 million meters of prefabricated vertical drains were installed to drain the site of water, and the installation was achieved at a world record of 102 days. In terms of piling and concrete works, a total of 500 kilometers of piles were installed, consisting of 13,800 piling points at an average length of 35 meters each. 400,000 cubic meters of concrete were used, together with 45,000 tons of steel reinforcement bars. And a chimney of 200 meters in height, constructed in slip-form method over 3 months. In terms of cooling water outfall, 66 culverts of 450 tons each were laid using the Hercules floating crane with 1,600 tons capacity. A total of 37 million man-hours were spent on building the Tanjung power plant. At the peak of its construction, about 6,000 people were working on the site simultaneously, covering the scope of boiler, turbine, civil, substation and interconnection works. Of the total manpower, about 55% were locals, whilst the remaining 45% consisted of foreign workers that came from different countries. Tanjung Bin's primary fuel is coal, being supplied from Indonesia, Australia, China and South Africa, whilst its startup fuel is light fuel oil. The plant allows for a wide range of coal specification, including bituminous coal and up to 30% of sub-bituminous coal. In terms of logistics, coal can be supplied by ocean-going coal vessels from barges with a capacity of 8,000 tons to Handymax with a capacity of 30,000 tons to Panamax with a capacity of 70,000 tons and to Cape Size with a capacity of 150,000 tons. Tanjung Bin has a dedicated coal unloading jetty that allows for a flexible supply plan. The jetty is able to unload 2 continuous bucket elevator coal unloaders. The coal yard has a storage capacity of 45 days supply. The stacking and reclaiming of coal is done with 3 bucket wheel stackers and reclaimers, allowing for a blending of 2 coals while stacking. Teknik Janakuasa Sendirian Berhad, a wholly owned subsidiary of Malakoff Corporation Berhad, is the operations and maintenance subcontractor of Tanjung Bin. To ensure a safe and reliable operation, Teknik Janakuasa's technical staff has undergone multifaceted and intensive training on coal-fired power plants operations. The training includes in-house classroom and on-the-job training room, attachment in local and overseas plants, OEM and vendor training in local and overseas locations, involvement in design review and plant commissioning, and plant-specific simulator training. Tanjung Bin is the only power plant in Malaysia with a plant-specific simulator installed before its first commercial operations date. Malakoff is committed to a high standard of safety and health at its workplaces. This is to ensure that lost time incidents, LTIs, and other occupational health risks are minimized. This commitment underlines the fact that 8 million man-hours without LTI was achieved on 6 September 2006, a safety record in its own right, considering that close to 5,000 workers were involved in the project at that point of time. The feat reinforces Malakoff's commitment to the highest standard in safety and health. By utilizing low-sulfur coals and by having electrostatic precipitators or ESPs and flue gas desulfurization or FGD, emissions from the plant are treated to meet the requirement of the Environmental Impact Assessment EIA, the Power Purchase Agreement or PPA. Being the cleanest coal-fired plant in Malaysia, Tanjung Bin will set the standards for future coal-fired plants in the country. At Malakoff, we take pride in being a responsible operator and a good neighbor. In addition to environmental protection, Malakoff assists in community development of the communities in which it operates. Tanjung Bin Power Plant boasts the following achievements. The completion of the first unit was achieved in what may be a world record. The plant boasts the largest boiler drums in the world, with more than 21,000 wells per boiler, which passed their hydrostatic tests without a single failure. The prefabrication of vertical drains was achieved at a world record of 102 days. It incorporates the latest clean coal technologies, ESP and FGD in Malaysia. And it is the only power plant in Malaysia to purchase a plant-specific training simulator before its commercial operations date. In terms of awards and accolades, Tanjung Bin won the Malaysia's largest corporate and Islamic bond issue for 2004 award at Rating Agency Malaysia's inaugural League Award Night, and also the Best Emissions Reduction Project in Asia Award at the prestigious 2006 Power Asian Awards. Tanjung Bin Power Plant, the first private coal-fired plant in Malaysia, is set to provide sufficient system capacity to meet the country's growing energy needs.